Welcome to Real Talk Show, where we unpack the real things with the real voice. Real Talk Show family, this is a wonderful day again with you here. We were really grateful to the wonderful thing that we are doing down there in comment section. We saw you and we say thank you for those engagement. Eid Mubarak to all of you and have an amazing Eidul Adha ahead. Today we are honored to have one of the great guy from the desert, Engineer Alinoor, here with us today in the house. We were really grateful for him to be here. Karibu sana engineer. We thank you for the time. Kindly give us your introduction and let the Real Talk family knows you as we continue with our discussion.
Thank you very much. My name is Alinoor, Engineer Alinoor Abdi Shaban. I come from Mandera County. I was born and raised in a small village in Lefe sub-county. I was born in a small village called Bambo. I got my education from a school called Gare Primary School. I went to Alim High School in Machakos for my secondary studies. Then I joined Mount Kenya University for my degree in engineering, and that's my background.
Wow, what a wonderful introduction. Tunasema, how long do you take to introduce yourself? Is it jina yangu ni so and so na thank you, or you have something to add? We thank you for that, and kindly, what are you doing currently in building community?
As I told you, I am an engineer by profession, a renewable energy officer. I worked with REREC, Rural Electrification and Renewable Energy Corporation, Stima Mashinani. At the same time, I am currently the president for Mandera County Student Association, MAXA, a unifying platform for the students in Mandera County. I am a youth mobilizer, a youth advocate, and I speak for Mandera County Students Association. We do mentorship, career talk, conversations, storytelling, debates, and also back home we do a lot when it comes to women empowerment and women inclusion in politics. We speak for them.
Wow, wonderful. Talking about MAXA, I think I'm familiar with MAXA, but I want our family, Real Talk Show family, to understand this and what is the mission and vision and what are the current activities that is under plan for MAXA.
Okay, MAXA is in short Mandera County Student Association. As I said, it's a unifying platform. Our vision is to empower students through education, and our mission is to support academic excellence, leadership growth, and student welfare. MAXA currently, what we are planning, there is a big event that we are currently scheduled to hold on maybe around October this year, where our patron, and actually our patron is Charlene Ruto. Thank you very much. We salute her for the youth agenda she carries on around the whole country. Mandera County Student Association will be holding a mentorship career. Also, that will be October this year, and most likely we will be engaging with all stakeholders from Mandera County, NGOs, everybody in terms of that mentorship. It has to be around the 6 sub-counties all over, engaging students. And as we know, our students maybe most of them 80% they don't understand much about mentorship. So we are scheduled to have a very big event on October, and that will be our guest honor will be Her Excellency Madam Charlene Ruto.
Well, just a follow-up question. When you talk about students, I know, and many people know that as a student, we have a lot of challenges, and one of them being the bursary allocation and disbursement when it comes to bursary sharing to students. We have realized that there's a challenge in bursary disbursement being shared, and we have realized that the students that deserve more are not getting when it comes to bursary. What is the role of MAXA when it comes to addressing such kind of issues?
Thank you very much. That's actually a point where MAXA is interested in. MAXA is interested in mentorship. MAXA is interested in bursaries or whatever. MAXA is interested in also opportunities like internship opportunities, attachment placement. And when it comes to now the bursary, we know Mandera County, most of these MPs, they have relatives or friends that maybe come from Nairobi or Taita Taveta or somewhere, a county that's far from Mandera County. But what we have been telling them is give priority to the people or students who hail from that same sub-county, those who elected you. And when a time when I engaged with one of the MPs, it was like our people are pastoralists or whatever, the nomadic or Muslims, they marry more than 4 wives. And one who has elected me from my sub county
Is going for the in-laws.
for doing for the in-laws. That's not according to the law. That's not your in-laws is your in-law, but no, he has no share or beneficiary for this budget. Give priority to the people who hail from your area. That's something we are really engaging. And I think once we inform the youth, the student leaders, they know these things. Once they come to know and learn about how these things is done, they can come and claim for their rights. I think we have a challenge in bursaries, but we will come over it. Inshallah.
Wow, wonderful. MAXA being an initiative that is based on community and youth empowerment, it must have challenges and it must require support. When it comes to now support, who do you think and who should support such initiatives?
MAXA, our first line of support will come from Mandera County because the students we are addressing for the welfare come from Mandera County. So the County Director of Education or Ministry of Education will be our first partner, and definitely Mandera County as a whole, and the NGOs also around. Those are our first partners, and I think we will be engaging even at a national level, the Ministry of Education, for further support when it comes to experts on those mentorship programs.
Now, did Mandera County being the first line of support, as you said, did the MAXA ever supported by Mandera County yet, or?
Yeah, we have been supported in one way or another because even if you tell my colleagues in Banissa or my colleagues in Lefi, they will go around these schools, and of course the first person who first is the principal. So if the principal is has a goodwill and welcomes the students for mentorship, maybe just one Friday we break this classroom, whatever the lessons, and that's how it is done. So support, we have not received the actual support we needed, but we will be engaging with the county for further support. When it comes to logistics, we will be going around all schools mentoring, because I believe when you mentor a student, you have empowered that student. So for the community, they benefit also in one way or another.
Wow, talking about MAXA again, at this juncture, this is an opportunity we have. Who do you address and who do you inform so that MAXA should be heard?
The youth. I address the youth, the professionals actually, not just anyhow any youth. We are interested in professionalism because MAXA is a movement. We never had a platform before, but right now we plan to have a platform for student affairs. So our first will be engagement will be the youth, the professionals, because in one way or another, if they are not students right now, maybe their siblings, their cousins, their brothers and sisters are already students, right from primary, secondary, and county colleges. We are addressing youths to take part in this initiative and support us in mentoring our students. We lack mentorship. We never have a chance to speak, even we can't even express our ideas.
Wonderful. Now that's all about MAXA, and let us delve into our next question. Do you think or believe Northeastern region is fully included in national development agenda?
I think we have to believe. It's not just a belief, but it's actually we are included in the agenda, national debate, and also in the talks. I think people just say, we included. Why not? We are included because this Kenya Kwanza administration, in terms of visibility, yes, actually, we are seen in the national cake, in the national table, and also in terms of some projects have already started. So I think we are considered as part, and we are actually part and parcel of the country. So I believe we.
Wow, wonderful. You believe that we are there. As a youth from northeastern region and maybe actually from Kenya too, we discovered currently that we are deep down there. Where do you think we got lost and we get wrong when it comes to understanding politics and leadership?
Actually, I think where we go wrong is mixing purpose and position. We mix positions because majority of us think that leadership starts and ends in winning elections. No, it's not all about that. You have to master the art of leadership ethics. You must be a leader by yourself. So when you are a leader or you understand the leadership skills, that's the time you can engage in politics. But politics is not everything. Leadership is everything. So where we go wrong is mixing the terms of being a leader and politics. If we understand correctly, and we know a leader is supposed to do this, and a politician is supposed to do this, we can actually draw conclusions that are informed decisions. So I think where we go wrong is because we think everything all about starts and ends in elections. No, there's something behind that.
Now, do you think that this is a follow-up question to that, the first question? Now that you have said that we misunderstand the two. Is there any place that leadership stand alone without politics, and leadership alone can stand and helps community?
Yeah, in terms of leadership, it can stand itself alone because you don't have to be a politician to help a community. You will find maybe ECD teacher back in my village supporting community initiatives. He's not a politician, but he's a leader. In one way or another, he helps. So they are not tied together. A leader can be a leader and supportive, but a politician, they mix everything. So I think when it comes to leadership, even how we relate together, leadership starts from here. How this guy relates to you, how Muhammad is relating to Alinoor. I think leadership is very important and it stands alone.
It is conspicuous that
Yes.
we can say this is a leader and we can follow
Yes.
without being elected to the office or being in the ballot.
Absolutely.
Wow, that is wonderful. And now, being now misunderstood the both between the leadership and politics, I think we are behind as youth. How can we, according to you, that we can improve?
As youth,
Yeah, as youth.
As youth, we can improve because we need, first of all, to learn our rights. We need to know our responsibilities. We need to know what we expect from a leader. We have been taking handouts from an MP or a leader ever since we were introduced into politics. But it is high time we say now we have been taking handouts for long or having lunch from this pocket of this MP or so. Right now, just do as we agreed. If we say that and stand alone, I think there's a lot we can improve on. Also, civic education is very important. You will find the students from Mandera, actually, not the students, youth from Mandera, very professional and learned. But when it comes to the law, they don't know. When it comes to the policies in the county, they don't know. When it comes to know about CIDPs, county integrated development plans, they don't know. They cannot have the position to say this is what we want and this is what we don't want. This is happening in the county, they can't. So I think it's high time we learn a lot. We are missing in terms of information. We are lagging behind, and we must say that it is high time we engage, participate, and make decisions.
Wow. Talking about handout and political manipulation when it comes to the politicians manipulating youth when they face issues. Many of our agendas, many of our opinions and ideas have been buried by these handouts. How do you think we can fight this and we stick to agenda-based, issues than being manipulated?
Okay, I think it's still the same when it comes to the issue of handouts or being manipulated. Is seeking information. As I said, we are not informed. Let the students and youth from Mandera County and professionals be informed So when you inform this person that this is your right, this is what you need to have from this county, these are the budget process, how it goes, this is the work of a CDF manager, this is what you expect from an MCA. When you know the system, how it works, you will definitely not just settle for handout. You will ask for accountability, you will ask for your rights, you will work as a team. Handout will just end. And that's one thing that politicians are afraid of. Politicians are afraid of informing the community or the youth, because they know once they are informed, they will ask these hard questions to them. That's why they limit even the public participation. You will not find public participation right now in our sub-counties. Very minimal. Because that's one thing a politician is afraid of always, an informed youth.
Now, where do you think that we can get information from as a youth? Because as an informed people, we can actually raise from somewhere and utter things that are not in order. And now that we understand that we are informed, how and where do we get an information from when it comes to understanding the county development agenda, the policies, and the rights and the constitution? Where do we get information?
You are told, Prophet Muhammad says, seek knowledge even if it is China. You don't have to just sit somewhere in Lefe or somewhere in Banisa and say, I'm waiting for my right. Seek knowledge. Go around the globe. See how other students or youth from other counties act or negotiate with their leaders. Don't just wait there and say our MP or say this or my father, and it is negotiated. You see, negotiated democracy only happens in northern Kenya. Maybe it doesn't happen in other places. Go ask youth, friends, colleagues how they are doing in their sub counties. I think knowledge, it will not just come to this table. You have to look for it, engage, participate in many of these forums, conferences. Jitume wewe mwenyewe, learn, and everything nowadays is online. Just get your iPhone or your phone, Google things, how other people operate, how other companies achieve, how other youth ask hard questions. It is not just it doesn't end and start with you. You have to go out, get out of your comfort zone, in short.
Well, now I think the thing that we are now getting from the engineer is that we need to start the journey for looking for information, seeking the right information. The engineer, the next question that I am to ask is that although we have said many things about them, and I want us to bring them together again for us to understand and look for solution. As youth, we having been misinformed and lacking information, we have have that ability to identify problems. We know how to identify problems and say this is the wrong thing that this leader is doing, yet we don't have solution. We are very clear on very clever, and our knack to identify problems are at the top notch. And is there any avenue that we are required as youth to bring solution on the table?
Yes, of course, every problem has a solution. It's only that we mainly deal well in terms of criticizing. You can criticize, but when you are asked, okay, give a solution, you don't have anything to offer. For me, I will say, before you criticize, know if it is bursary, you are criticizing an MP on issues of bursary, you know the best solution. For example, sit with that MP and say, what you have been doing on this bursary issue was wrong. We, the students, know ourselves. The whole of this sub-county, we know ourselves. We can sit down and maybe tell you or give you a list of the most vulnerable among ourselves. You have given him a solution. You will tell him, not just give your illness, no, don't do that. Sit with us, student leaders from maybe Mount Kenya University, student leaders from UN, sit with them. They collect and give you a data. We know Mohasha is very vulnerable in terms of this. Alinoor is very vulnerable. Please, MP, Mheshimiwa tafadhali, around here, give this as a solution. You have already sorted one of the biggest challenge we had in terms of bursary disbursement. Same goes like that. I think even for the government also.
Yeah, wonderful. Do you think that who do we have to, after talking about a lot of issues that is there, for a very long time. We blame leaders for a very long time, and this is the things that we did by our own hands. We elected these leaders into the office, and being our political system the way they are, and what we get, the result is now what we're complaining about. And about this complaint now, do you have to blame ourselves or leaders, or the parents or elders, when it comes to now the problem we are having?
You see, Mohasha, blame game is not good. You can't just blame leaders. You don't just blame elders. No, everybody has to carry their own responsibility. For example, leaders, I think when it comes to our support, we wholeheartedly campaign for them during their time when they wanted votes. But they misused our trust. They never invested in us, in the youth. So it's a blame to the leaders themselves. When it comes to elders, yes, they taught you how to live, how to eat, how to dress, how to survive, but they never told us or taught us how to lead. The leadership qualities was supposed to also start from our upbringing, the parental guidance. That one we are also lacking. I urge our parents at least to do well in parenting also. When it comes to the youth, that's now the problem where it is also a blame. We have to blame ourselves. We can't just criticize. We fear taking risk. We are the ones to ask these questions. We are not informed. We are not seeking for information. So I think everybody carries a blame there, and everybody has to find a solution or how to get out of that trap. For the leaders, they have to invest in youth. For the parents, they have to do a lot of good guidance, parenting, and for the youth, they must do well in taking risk and asking questions and being informed.
Now, when we now again talk about youth approaching leaders, we have seen very many times that when our youth, the few of them who are trying, are coming out to say their problems, for accountability and approaching a leader, they were given handouts or they were ignored. What do you say to such kind of youth who are trying, and also to the leaders who are ignoring these, youth who are trying to change and challenge them?
I think I told you also it is because we lack unity of purpose. When you go for an MP or a governor to address our challenges as youth, you get handout and come back. Maybe you are not professional at all. We misunderstood you and we just sent you to represent us. That is our blame also as youth. But unity of purpose we are missing also. We are divided, I told you, in terms of regions. Maybe we are divided on tribal lines. But once we are united and we have a purpose, like for example, if we say only we want this guy to hear our voice, nothing else, let him not even support us, let him hear us. That was our agenda, the purpose we were going there. So you just get a handout, it's not possible, and come back, our voice have not been heard. So what I'm trying to say is that we lack unity of purpose. Once we are united on agenda, on purpose, on ideology, I think nobody can manipulate us or give us handout.
Wow, that is wonderful. Talking about unity, where we came from, there are a lot of challenges, divided into tribal lines, political lines, religion, and many things. How do you think that youth can come together and bring solution on the table and understand and go on to be understood and to be listened to?
A youth in Mandera, they share the same challenges across, the same benefits across. A youth in Arabia shares the same challenge with a youth in Kutulo, in what is it called, Kilwaheri, and in Kalalio. They share the same. But if they sat as professionals and say, okay, we share the same problem, we understand who controls these politics, we understand who funds these politics, we understand we are not the one who benefits from it, can we at least try to speak out? When we speak, they will hear us. If at least we had a table or a platform like this, even a platform itself that we can speak our grievances, we can say what we want, we can request our genuine request. I think we can address from the same script. We'll be reading from the same script. So what we are missing is that we have not acknowledged we share the same challenges. Someone, and I told you, in Banisa maybe thinks that he has a different problem from someone in Ramo or someone in Arabia or Lefi. You see where we go wrong. We don't think that we have to be united, because even the politicians are united. They are only the business people that run this idea, because you will find a project was given to someone in Nairobi. He doesn't understand the dynamics, the geographical area of Mandera, just because he's a
But
friend.
he's enjoying
He's enjoying just because they understand that they invested together as politicians. It takes care of their interest.
Yeah, wow, that's wonderful. The next question is that is the government of William Ruto, the current president of this country, is better than the previous ones when it comes to inclusion and equality in eradicating the marginalization that were there before?
Yeah, government of His Excellency William Ruto is better, far better than the previous government we had. To be honest, I first of all want to thank His Excellency for the platform he has given us as Northeastern people, because even his visit in Mandera was very historic and very important. It empowered many people. The development that is seen right now, I told you about stima mashinani, high speed, stima inafika mpaka nyumbani. Barabara ndo hiyo ile ya kutoka Mandera kukuja Ramu. People thought it was just a joke. It's not a joke.
But it is
Just go, yeah.
It is
Contractors now,
becoming
if you ask them right now, they will tell you this is a presidential project, so they know how they are doing. So I think even in terms of visibility, we are even now better seen in national tables. We are making headlines every day. So because not just because of comedy, it's because we deserved it. Also the issue of vetting. I have seen even right now there is a process ongoing whereby students in high school will be issued IDs. That used to happen in other sub-counties, but not in Mandera, Garissa, Wajir. There's no single school in Mandera, even MSS, that walikatiwa ID kitambo. So I think we have to appreciate for the work Kenya Kwanza is doing, investing in Northeastern Kenya. It is not just a request, by the way, it's our right, but we have to say 4 other presidents before him never did this, and maybe in future we don't know. So what is right now is doing is actually amazing.
Wow. To go into again national politics, there's a lot of dynamics that is currently ongoing. Do you believe in the politics of the former deputy president Rigiji when it comes to rising the farthest point in this country where we came from, Mandera, Wajir, Northeastern, in general? Do you think that the political of Rigiji, as according to his utterances, can save the marginalized community?
I don't think, because DCP, as they say, ni sikiza wa Kenya. That's what they say in quotes. But don't forget, Rigiji was with His Excellency William Ruto in 2022, and their slogan ilikuwa kazi ni kazi for hustler. So the same script, but it was used by his boss. So when it comes to Rigiji, his party, of course, there's no party that's superior than the other party. Only it is policies matter, and the people who follows the party. So for right now, I just told you that Kenya Kwanza, the policies in place for Northeastern Kenya are very favorable. So when it comes to Rigiji, I'm not just throwing insults, but to be honest, Rigiji politics is centered in personal it's no longer ideology. They will only criticize Ruto's party, his beliefs, his skills, his talks, his Sugoi accent. So it's no longer based on agenda, and I think that's where they go wrong. I support His Excellency William Ruto's party in terms of policy when it comes to Northeastern Kenya. and marginalized areas.
Wow, this is wonderful. To add on, maybe a final question here is: do you have any political ambition yourself?
Yes, I do have political ambition. Definitely, I told you, I will be going for Mandera County, Lefe Sub County, Warangara Ward, MCA 2027, inshallah, Mungu akitujalia. But it's not about competition, I told you. To be honest, we are not competing with anybody, because if you are given the privilege to serve the people, and maybe another person finds that his services or your services, actually your services, are not favorable or as expected, definitely we will come to the ground and say this is not what is expected. The reason why I'm going for the area MCA 2027 is because I think the policies that are in place in Mandera are no longer favorable to the communities. And to change a policy, it doesn't come from Nairobi or the national policy copy paste. No, it has to generate from the area MCS collectively. And for that purpose, I think it is the area MCS that have to draft or review the policies that are in place to make them favorable for their communities. And of course, the challenges that we face, 80% our communities face challenges from the county, not from the national. National ni labda kera na vitu ndogo ndogo or the buzzer or something else, but everything is devolved. Our challenges majority come from the county. That's why we need professionals that at least can challenge the status quo and say this is what has to be changed, this is our expectations. So I will be vying for an MCA in that subcounty.
Wow, wonderful. And I want to wish you with my family here, Real Talk Show, that we wish you all the best as you
Thank
go
you.
and achieve that dream. This is a very insightful and powerful conversation with such a wonderful young leader, amazing guy from Mandera. And I want to tell you thank you for being with us. Thank you for supporting us. And we again need you as we continue with this journey. We as Real Talk Show family will always bring you such a wonderful discussion, and many will come for you to support our community, to support our youth, and we need a very brilliant, a very game changers to come and discuss such a wonderful discussion together. I think together we will reach where we need to be. And down there in comments, we again need you to raise the issues that are actually burning, so that we will pick individuals and come to us, talk about what is actually for us. Thank you again. Eid Mubarak all of you as we go for Eid al-Adha tomorrow. All the best. Thank you.